Honestly, if I didn't get into music, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Nobody probably out there will believe me, but if I didn't get into music, and I know I'm still young, I probably would be the president of the United States.
Homie, I'm the president, governor, and mayor. I control everything like a dictator. Get you biz marked up, turn you into vapors. If you got a problem, get you swallowed like a chaser. Mims!
Move if you wanna, if you wanna, if you wanna move, move if you wanna, if you wanna, if you wanna move, move if you wanna, if you wanna, if you wanna.
The meaning of Mims. With the first album, I actually called it "Music Is My Savior," and if you break down, every word into an acronym, you get Mims. For those who don't know, Mims is actually really my real last name. Why I use it as a hip hop name is because a lot of times artists, they got these names that are good, but it's not them. I want to be who I am, and I'm going to take that to the grave with me. One of my biggest battles for the last like a year and a half that I've had to undergo is that, with a record like This Is Why I'm Hot, and because the lyrics, it wasn't a lyrical record, and I'm from New York City, oh, this dude must not know how to rap. He must not be a real MC or true to the game. And fact of the matter lies is that my hustle and my grind in a rental car, going from state to state, opening act for Method Man on the Method Man tour at a point in time, visiting different markets and regions with the whole, not only just a CD hustle, but saying, you know what, I'm gonna be the next person to get in this game and blow up. I think my biggest inspiration, honestly, was my mother. My mother passed away when I was 13. Before she passed, she bought me some turntables. That was my gateway into music. I used it as a stress release. I used it as something to get my mind off for losing my mom. And in return, I got introduced into engineering and introduced into production and eventually into writing lyrics. And that's why I am the man I am today. So just from that one situation and that one time, I think that served as the biggest inspiration I've ever had my whole life. The reason why I call the album Guilt is because, this past year and a half, 2 years, I've been on this successful streak. Everything for me has been going from here all the way up, and it's continuously climbing. But as I climb financially, I start to realize that the people around me were hit by this recession, and everybody's doing this. And the saddest thing is that a lot of times artists don't really understand, when you go out there and you start talking about, popping this many bottles in the club and wearing this amount of money around your neck and this amount of money on your wrists and arms, that there's people watching you saying, man, like, we ain't living like that right now. That's not how we living. So, like, what's the basis behind that? What's your rationale? And for me, I never want to be those cats to disconnect with the audience. I felt a guilt because I'm buying cars. I'm living in a big home, but, my family, my friends are going through foreclosures. They're losing their jobs. And I never want to be the person to feel like I'm outshining the people that got me here. I have a responsibility right now to make sure that people learn and understand that they can succeed, and I want to be able to re-pump that hope into people's hearts.